Hi there. We're going to take a look at exponent rules in this particular problem. So I've given you a list of exponent rules over here on the right so you can reference those. We'll be looking to simplify both a power to a power as well as the division rule. So let's take a look here first at this parentheses. We see that everything in the parentheses is being raised to the fourth power. So let's simplify that. I've got x to the fourth power. You'll see that I just gave the x the fourth power that was on the parentheses. Then I've got y to the third to the fourth power. And then I'm going to leave this fraction alone just for a moment. Now, our next rule is a power to a power. So I've got y to the third to the fourth. And you'll see our rule here tells us that we should actually multiply those exponents. So we'll leave the x to the fourth. Now I've got y to the 3 times 4, which is 12. And now I'm going to multiply times this fraction. If you want to think of this first term as being over 1, that might be a little bit easier for you to picture this multiplication. So I've got x to the 4th, y to the 12th, over x to the 5th, y to the 7th. Now I'm going to break this down so you can visualize really what's going on. You actually have x to the 4th. That means to write the x 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do this with the x's, then I'm going to show you the y's. So on the bottom, you've got the x's, and you could write that 5 times because of the power of 5. Now, what's going to happen? See how these x's, one on top cancels with one on bottom, one on top, one on bottom, one on top, one on bottom, one on top, one on bottom. So you're left with just an x on the bottom. Now, what could we have done a shortcut there? We could have subtracted 5 minus 4, but I need you to realize that it has to show up in the bottom because the x to the 5th has more x's with it. So now let's picture what would happen with the y's. If you wrote out y times itself 12 times on the top and y times itself 7 times on the bottom, think about crossing them out. You're going to end up with y to the 5th, but it's going to be on the top because the y to the 12th had more y's. So we end up subtracting them, but making sure we put the exponent either on the top or the bottom, wherever the larger exponent was to begin with. I hope this helps with your exponent rules.